Metalholic.
Hi, this is Sharon.
Sharon and Adel, how are you doing?
I'm fine. I'm in the car, just going to, I think, Sunset Strip. So, but I think I can hear you very clearly, so that's cool. And are you ready for the interview?
Absolutely. I'm always ready to talk with you. I understand you had a listening party there in Los Angeles last night. How'd it go?
Yeah, very well. I was surprised how many people came because we did it very low profile, actually, through social media, and very late because, well, people might get the idea that it's, like a paid performance, and then you're not allowed to do anything, of course. So, but a lot of people showed up, and it was a real nice vibe. Yeah, I had a blast.
Nice. Well, let's jump right into the new album. My understanding is that you guys named Hydra sort of to represent the various sides and dimensions of Within Temptation. How did having multiple guest performers play into that for you guys?
Well, it made it more diverse even because it added so much extra color to the songs, I think, and it even gave it more, became more special, I think, the songs where they were on. And they added really something special to it. So I think it became even more diverse than the songs already are.
Absolutely. And let's talk about those really quickly. I have to admit, I was surprised how well Howard Jones meshed on Dangerous. Why did you choose him in particular for that track, and were you surprised how it turned out when he sent it back with his vocals added?
Yeah, mostly because the reason why we asked him, it was the fact that the song reminded us of Killswitch Engage when we wrote the song, and then afterwards it was like when we asked him to participate and send him the song, and he already knew us actually, which was like a surprise to us because we didn't know. We've been following Killswitch Engage for a certain time already, and never knew that he might know us as well. And we learned that he has his own project now. He's not in Killswitch Engage anymore, but and we sent him the song with a lead, with a how do you call it, with a vocal line which he could follow or do something different. And we were expecting a little bit of the screams that he does, of course, with Killswitch Engage, but when he sent it back, it was more like epic singing, which we're not that familiar with him, but it's totally, and it was just super how it sounded, so but it even fitted better than we had in mind, actually, so we were very much surprised.
And that's why I was so surprised. You expect sort of the screaming from him, and that was such a great way that he did that. So, and then, of course...
Yeah.
Exhibit, I know you guys have been playing around with the idea of adding rap to a Within Temptation song for quite a while, but you never quite found the right one. When you decided on And We Run, how did you choose Exhibit in particular, and did you consider anyone else?
He was actually our first choice. We were thinking, of course, about what kind of voice would be best suitable also with mine, and what kind of character it should need, more or less. Meaning like the voice, and we came with Exhibit. Robert already knew he was rapping. I didn't know personally. I don't know him from In My Right, actually, but I did know that I liked him as a personality. Like, he was very cool, always very relaxed with his guests, and a very likable person. And but when we asked him, how we got to ask him actually was we were talking to our record company in Germany. And they said, well, we have actually the number of the management. Would you like us to call him? Yeah, of course. You know, he's a favorite guy. He has the right voicing, and also he's a guy that is open for maybe to experiment a lot. You know, because he has done things with heavy guitars and also with orchestra. And so for us, it was a very logical choice to go for him. And he's somebody that appealed to us a lot. And when we sent him the song, he liked the song, and of course he didn't know us, but this also speaks a lot for him also because he doesn't know us, and then just going for the song, and when we had the Skype meeting, there was a real chemistry. So it was really cool. And yesterday we also met him, and just how the song turned out, we're really proud of that.
Nice. And of course, of the four that you have on there, you've done videos for 3 of them so far. Are you going to do a video with Exhibit?
Yes, we are planning to do so, and hopefully on a very soon from now. because it's going to be the next single in most countries.
Nice. So, and of course, you finally, after all these years, got the opportunity to work with Tarja on Paradise, and it's it's a perfect fit. But how did it come about, and why did it take so long?
Yeah, that's a good question. Well, we never thought of it, and we were just like, because it was such an epic song, and we felt like it's probably the most epic song on the album, and well, we were just sitting down and said, it could have been a song, not just our song, but also maybe a song that Tarja could have put on her album, because it's quite similar. It's a little bit with this really epic feeling to it. And Robert said, what? It would be cool. Why not ask her? There are not many cooperations between women in metal at the moment. So we're doing duets or something. So it's kind of special also in a way, and also. Us too, like a lot of fans thought there was a lot of rivalry going on, but actually we never actually met, so there was never anything going on, just a lack of time to even talk to each other and meet each other, of course. Although we played at the same festival, it was always like everybody has his promotion, of course, and yeah, so it was the way it was, and when we contacted her, she was really up for it, really liked the song, and also when we had, also again with her at the Skype meeting, really had a real click, and so it was like we have a lot of similar stories that we have, of course, from different sides of different kind of bands, but they're so similar to each other. We have so many similarities that it was fun talking to her. There are not many women you can talk to, there's several women you can talk to about the same kind of things, experiences that you have while being on the road, and she's one of them. And then we had just had a blast. She's a really nice person.
Right, and then of course sort of another odd duck on the album in terms of going away from the typical Within Temptation sound. You hooked up with David Perner of Soul Asylum on The Whole World Is Watching, and I saw the clip from the video, and it's such a fantastic song, but how did you hook up with him of all reasons? Then on a side note, I understand Peter from Coma did a special version of it just for the Polish edition, is that correct too?
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, exactly. Well, the thing was with Dave that we when we wrote the song, it was reminded us of Soul Asylum. The song is not a typical Within Temptation song, and we felt like, we need his raspy, characteristic voice on it to make it, to give this raw edge to it, and also because it reminded us of Soul Asylum. We felt like, it's a long shot, but maybe, let's try if he wants to. And it was a difficult thing to find him because he's not really into social media. So we had to we found a number of a friend of him on Facebook, and through that we got in contact with him. And it took some months to finally find him. But when we did, was like, he really liked the song, and it was a good match. Also, when we were doing the video, we had so much fun. It's really this alternative guy. Typical how you saw him also in the video with the Runaway Train. He's still the same guy, like very pure, very alternative, and he doesn't have the dreads anymore. But he's really like it was such a warm and a really nice, pleasant meeting with him. And also for us, like a lot of certain kind of melancholy too, also because for me that song is very special, and the Runaway Train song. So finally meeting him is like meeting one of your idols from the past. It's like so cool.
Nice. So, and was there anybody that you wanted to work with on this album that just didn't happen for some reason?
No, these were our favorites. This was our favorite list that we had. And the thing was, we never thought that everybody would make it on the album. Maybe didn't have time or didn't want to do it, but everybody said yes, and all the songs turned out the way they did, and it was just perfect. And we felt like, okay, it's a lot of collaborations, but still, because they add so much to it, it's we just went for all of them. It's like, doesn't matter, don't be afraid of what people might say about the fact there's so many collaborations. Just embrace the fact that they put so much to the song, and that's from an artistic perspective the only way to go, of course.
Nice, and it worked out. You got them all. So, well, my favorite track on the album, my favorite track is Silver Moonlight because it takes me back to the heart of everything. But
really,
yeah, I absolutely love that album because you get a lot of the old in there, but it's still more modern to your new sound too. So it came out really well. But Hydra is the second album, which finds Within Temptation sort of pushing beyond those symphonic metal boundaries. Was that a conscious decision on the band's part, or just your natural growth as songwriters and musicians, sort of a natural evolution?
And for us, it was a natural growth, and something that we needed to do also, because we felt also on the hardware thing we had finalized our sound, which we had been working on for such a long time, and felt like we couldn't add anything to it anymore. So and we wanted to do a different kind of approach again, reinvent ourselves in a way. And I think it really worked out with the last two albums. It's still with Temptation, but slightly from a different perspective again, and from a different angle, how we've written songs. But you can clearly hear it to us. Maybe the orchestra is not that presented like it was used to, but it's still there, but more where it's needed and not all over the place. And not like something that you need to have with every song, but just, when it comes out best when you do not use it everywhere, but for a particular song where it really works, I think.
Nice. So, and now, you've spent your entire career pretty much on stage with Robert at your side there on the other part of the stage. Now he stays at home with the kids and he works on music, of course. Is it strange now to look over and see Stefan there on stage instead?
Well, in the beginning, of course, we really had to get used to it, all of us, I think. But in the end, he really went well, because I think he really has earned his place on the stage now. And of course, it's a different. You have to get into it also. With a new band member, it's always getting used to how people are on stage. And but it's going very naturally now. Of course, we're a little bit further down the road now. But and Rob is not totally gone from the stage. He filled in a lot of times actually last year, because people got sick, and then he just came over and played guitar like usual. And then it becomes also a surprise for the fans, like, hey, there's Robert again.
So, well, the last time you toured the U.S. completely, did a full tour, it sort of nearly tore the band apart. Can we ever expect another full Within Temptation tour here in the States?
Well, we're back in the meantime. We were here in 2010 actually, and we're going to come back probably. It depends a little bit how things go. Maybe in May, but I think it's more probably we'll come back in September, October. It depends a little bit how things go, but we're definitely coming back this year.
Will it be a fuller tour this time though? Because in 2010 you only did limited dates.
No, it's going to be two sides, East Coast, West Coast.
Nice, beautiful. So I know you got to get out of here because you're almost where you need to go, so we'll try and wrap this up pretty quick. But you expend so much of your artistic energy into your music, but what are you passionate about, of course, besides family, outside of music? What else energizes and moves you?
Oh, so many things. It's like art in any form, films and books and those kind of things, mostly. And it's and those kind of things, but also with friends, doing things with friends, because always being busy with artistic things, it takes a lot of time, and so it doesn't leave much space for other things. So also try to give that spot, also a spot in my life. So those are the things that I find mostly important.
Gotcha. So that takes us to our final question, the pointless question of the week. What bad habit or guilty pleasure are you hopelessly addicted to?
Oh, too many. I like my glass of wine. And other things are guilty pleasures. Oh, let me think, because I have so many, but I have to make a choice. Let me think. Well, I think especially the going out, going out with friends and just have nice dinners, but really good dinners, and exploring those. I'm really a big fan of Jamie Oliver, for instance. But that's when a detective series is also something that I really like. There's now this series on from America, which is, I think, the best series I've seen from America so far, is True Detective.
Oh, nice.
And Wednesday evening is my evening, because then the detectives come on, and I'm really I'm not doing anything. No interviews. That's my time off. So that's really a guilty pleasure I've had since I was a little kid growing up. So that's probably somewhere.
Awesome. Sharon, thanks so much for taking the time. Enjoy your time here on the
problem.
West Coast. And we look forward to you guys coming back on the tour. Hydra is phenomenal. Thanks for creating it for us, and we'll talk with you soon.
I hope so too. Thank you very much for your time.
You too.
Until next time.